Well, hello. Mitchell Osborn here. Welcome to Talking Animals with Mitchell, Sunday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is September 6, 2020. It is 7:01 Eastern Standard Time. And if you are any time after that, more than probably 45 minutes, you are not live with me. So when you post in the chat box and you think you're saying hey to me, probably not there anymore. If you have something you really want to say to me, you tag me at me, and then I'll see it. Sometimes I do check back and I can see, but a lot of times you got to at me, at Mitchell, to get my attention, to let me know you're out there. But welcome. You can find me at mitchellosborn.com. Tonight we're doing animal communication stuff, talking animals with Mitchell, but I am a tarot reader. And every other Sunday night, I do mindfulness, meditation, coaching, transformation. So a week from tonight, we'll be back to mindfulness. So I alternate between the two. And I've got tonight and then 3 more Sunday nights before I'm on vacation for just a little bit. Actually, no, just one more after this. So just one more. And then I'm on vacation because I'm taking the night off before we go on vacation, because I know I'll be packing and getting ready to go. So we're just jumping in the car driving. So welcome everybody. We're going to talk about past lives and animals and just some of the experience that I've had with animals. So I hope you're here with me and want to hang out for a little while. We'll probably be about 30 minutes. I do have one human who posted a picture of an animal that I'll be doing one reading towards the end of this kind of 30-minute session. But first, just a welcome. I'm going to set an intention in just a moment, just kind of doing a little temperature check, see what's up with everybody. I'm going to pull one card from the Arc Animal Tarot for kind of the physical world stuff going on, and then one card from the Arc Animal Oracle deck for kind of the spiritual guidance and stuff going on. Great deck. I highly recommend it. Hey, Jane Mack, how are you? Welcome. So if you want, let me know where you're watching from. And if you're not on my page, Mitchell Osborn, Animal Communicator, Tarot Reader, Mindfulness Coach, that's my business page, because I do share this to my personal page, just Mitchell Osborn. Sometimes I think people, you're over there commenting, and I don't see that until later. So I never really know how that quite works. So yeah, we'll see. But so if you want to let me know where you're watching from, great. If not, you can be a fly on the wall. I do not care. But I'm going to set an intention for us in just a moment. So there is a little thunder, and I think I can hear a little rain starting to fall. Usually my house is pretty good about keeping the electricity on, but if I'm no longer live, then you know that the electricity took it out. So hey, Tampa, I'm on all your media. Yay, thank you. I'm a social media whore. So for those of you who are taking advantage of that, I appreciate it. So let me set an intention for us. And my intention that I do, if you've been here before, then you kind of know what I do, but I'm a bullet point. I believe in the vibration of the words, rather than saying, let us all experience beautiful, loving, wonderful peace. I'll just say, I set the intention for peace, and just let the vibration of the word peace resonate out. If you have any messages. So Jane, I'm not sure if you're asking about messages or something, but if you want to get an animal communication, you have to post a picture of your animal ahead of time. So because I can't load the picture while we're doing this. I try to set that up in the beginning, but yeah. So you can jump on in a couple weeks when I get back. You can post a picture, but I do have one. So and not doing one-on-one readings. Typically on Monday night I will, and let me see if I'm trying to remember if V and I are meeting tomorrow night or not. No, I think we're on the 14th. So we'll do readings again Monday night the 14th. V and I on my Mitchell Osborn page. So the intention. And I've been reading a wonderful book called The Sutras of Healing and Enlightenment by Matthew Brownstein. And I've added in an intention that I love, because the healing component really is, this whole book is a nutshell of healing happens when we move. Hey, Natasha. Healing happens when we move out of the false beliefs we move out of the illusion of this life we're living in, and we move from ignorance into truth. And truth is what is all healing, and this goes back to Louise Hay's book on You Can Heal Your Life. She believes it's like, if your lower back hurts, it's because you're not supported, and most likely financially supported. And most Americans have back issues, and most Americans are living beyond their means. So of course that makes sense. If you've got, skin issues, that means one thing. Major joint issues are about fear of moving forward. If it's the right side of your body, then that's more the masculine issue. You might need to be more masculine, or you're being overly masculine. So yeah, very powerful. So that's that truth, because, this book talks about, we are perfect, whole, and complete. Period. Any illness, any dis-ease, any suffering is when we are no longer in that truth, in that alignment to our truth. And that's where we're in a false belief, or in ignorance, or living in the illusion. So the long story shorter is I've added that into my intention. So the intention I set for us, and you can just take some deep breaths with me, that we would move from illusion, false beliefs, and ignorance into truth. I set the intention that we would receive healing, guidance, confirmation, grounding, centering, balance, peace, harmony, alignment, joy, abundance, love, great care, compassion, health, wellness, safety, courage, and encouragement. I set the intention that we would resonate, operate, and vibrate in the highest frequency of that divine source, that pure white light, love, God, goddess energy that we can. I call in any and all of your and my angels and guides and those we work with on the other side, whether we know who they are or not, into this time we have together, as long as they stay in high vibration and play nice. All of this for highest good and greatest growth, I say, and so it is. And so it is. So that is my intention that I set before any client that may be before me. If you get a tarot video reading from me, I set that intention in the beginning of the video. And then every time you watch it, you get to experience that again, because it is purely vibrational. We have set the intention together. So it is very, very powerful. So hey, if you're out there, I see quite a few of you popping in. Let me know where you're watching from if you'd like to. You can always be a fly on the wall. I don't mind. And let me know what's been happening in your life with animals this week. On Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, I posted this bumblebee that was buzzing in and out of these big they're kind of tiny, purple flowers this morning. A couple days ago, or was it 2 days ago? What's today? Oh, it was yesterday. A hawk. I was walking down a fence, a solid, brick fence, and all of a sudden I see a movement, and a hawk flew. And I was like, oh my gosh, where'd he go? And next thing I know, I'm walking, and he just flew down further on the fence. So finally I was like, oh, it's a hawk. So I go to grab my camera. So the third time he landed again, so I could get a little bit of a picture of him. So Montreal, lots of bees, yay! And maybe we're getting some flowers popping up. But so this hawk, was this really powerful messenger for me. And hawks are usually flat out messengers. I'm looking up to see what I specifically said about the hawk. So stay alert and aware. The signs you are seeking are very clear at this moment. So really, really powerful. Hey, Amanda Hornberger. Had a huge crow screaming outside my window this morning. Flew away when I opened the blinds. Beautiful. I love it, Amanda. Crows are pretty powerful too. They got some deep magic within them. Hey, Danny. Oh, so good to see you. And I love your little tiny little icon picture with you and Olive. So you guys, later tonight, you're going to meet Olive. Olive does have her own Instagram page. Is it Dame Olive? I believe it is. So we're going to meet Olive. Olive was the one critter that got on into the event. So I'm going to do a little reading a little bit later for Danny and Olive. So, but where else? And Danny, I know you're here in Orlando, Florida with me, unless you made a move. And Amanda, I know you're here as well. Yeah, that's her. And if you want, Danny, copy and paste that Instagram link for Olive, for Dame Olive. Dame Olive Dench. Oh, so all right, let me dive into our readings. So this is the Arc Animal Tarot and Oracle deck. Bernadette King, a true friend of mine. She created this amazing deck, and now she's creating like a book, like a tabletop book that's going to have bigger pictures, more in-depth, meanings for the cards. So what I do on Animal Communication Night, or Talking Animals with Mitchell, this is the back of the deck, and all the backs are the same. But I'm going to pull, so Samantha said lots of dragonflies and butterflies. First, the dragonfly, always followed by a butterfly for all week, landing on my car window. Beautiful. Beautiful. And most of us know, butterflies are about transformation, because that butterfly crawls on the ground like a caterpillar, goes into the cocoon, turns to complete mush, and transforms into this beautiful butterfly. And then the dragonflies are pretty powerful because they lived in water first. Then they take to the air. So they lived in two worlds and continue to live in those two worlds. So Danny, there it is, Dame Olive 2019. So everybody, there's Danny's Instagram if you want to follow Dame Olive. You'll get to see Dame Olive in just a moment. So I'm going to pull one card for all of us as a collective from the tarot deck, the Arc Animal Tarot deck. And this is going to be kind of like, what should we know for the physical world that we live in? What should we know about the physical world? And then I'll pull one from the Oracle deck. So this is Beaver, 7 of Cups. As you can see, dreams, deception, determination. I love alliteration. Thank you, Bernadette. So this is Beaver, 7 of Cups. And a lot of times we can be overwhelmed by so many things that are in front of us, especially emotional things. So I would say continue to be determined, follow your dreams, and be cautious of any deception that may come your way, over the next week or two. So yeah, okay, so Danny said her full name is Dame Olivia Lily Jo Alexandria Iris Hill. Beautiful. Dolja. Okay, yeah. She's British, so got to have a long name. I love it. Hey, Mary, how are you? So here is our kind of physical world. So be careful of, stay determined with the physical stuff going on in your world. Be cautious of any deceptions that may come your way. Stay alert, be conscious. And 7 of Cups, don't get overwhelmed by all the emotional stuff coming at you as well. I remember reading that this weekend was going to be a little bit of a challenge. I hope it's not. Yeah, so I felt like today, tomorrow, we're going to be a little bit more of a challenge with Tower energy from last week. So, all right, so now I'm going to pull one Oracle card from the Arc Animal Oracle deck to see what's going on for us, kind of guidance for us in the spiritual realm of things. So, and that card is the alpaca. And the energy here is purposeful, willpower, and stamina. So, as you work through the physical stuff, really create the spiritual stamina. This willpower, purposefulness, those are all things that make me feel like physical. So it's almost like the spiritual is going to stimulate and work through the physical as well, especially with the willpower and the stamina. Because you don't think of those things, willpower and stamina, when you think of spiritual. You think of those things when you think of the physical world. So it's almost like we're getting a double earthy physical stuff with the alpaca as well. So yeah, so stay true to your purpose. And again, watch out for the deception. Keep your willpower and stamina up, and just keep moving forward this week, no matter what comes at you. So there are 2 cards. So, all right. So I'm going to talk just a little bit about past lives and animals, just my experience with them and with clients. And then I'm going to do one reading. We should be done in about 15 minutes or so. But if you ever want a private one-on-one reading, boom, MitchellOsborn.com. And I got a few before I go on vacation. Gone 21st through the 30th of September. Going to do a little road trip up the Gulf Coast, Highway 19. We're going to end up in New Orleans. That's pretty much all we know. Everything else will be wherever we feel comfortable, want to stop, drop anchor, grab a hotel, and go. Have no plans. So past lives. First of all, a couple of my personal experiences. So Bartolomeo, who I was seeing if he was here, who is a cat, I absolutely feel like he is part of my soul family, a familiar. I don't feel like I've had I don't feel like I've connected to, quote unquote, a past life with him, but I feel like our souls intertwine. Now, Sheldon, who is a 19-year-old dachshund, who's still here in our home, kicking it, having a good life, eating, sleeping, pooping, and peeing. and sometimes all at the same time. I know he and I have had a past life. I felt he was my horse one time. I remember waking up in a dream where he was like pedaling, running on a wave. It was very cartoonish, and all of a sudden he went behind some bushes on the water's edge, and I went running over there. He wasn't breathing. I'm in the dream giving him mouth to snout, resuscitation. He comes back, and I remember just in my dream looking at him going, "What are you doing in my dream?" And immediately I woke up, and at the end of my bed, I could see his silhouette. He's just like sitting up, like looking at me because he sleeps in the bed. So even he knew I was having a dream with him. And in that moment, I immediately knew he was my astral traveling buddy. He and I have been around a few times. I feel like he was my horse at some times in a past life. So yeah, I really feel very connected to him. A lot of times, animals, when I'm working with them, they'll tell me that, they'll be coming back. It's not a given, but I will say this: more and more animals are saying to me, tell them I'll be back. And they'll sometimes, like I've got like a 30 or 40-year-old, and the animal will say, tell them I'll be back, but it's not going to be till they're like 80. So towards the end of their life. And there may be other animals that come in and out of their life, but that specific little being, little soul will say, I won't be back for a long time. And every once in a while, they'll say, I was with them when they were younger. I may not. They say they may not have been there long. And one time I said, I feel like either like an aunt or somebody lived in your house for maybe a couple months, and this animal was in your life for 3 months, and then they moved on. They didn't die, but they moved on. But then, but they'll tell me they've been with them. Another cool thing, which is not really past life, but it kind of leads to that. Sometimes I'll connect with an animal, and I'll say, I feel a lot of grandfather energy with this animal. And what I sense is like, here's the animal, and it's like the grandfather overlays his energy over the animal. And one time I said, I get this grandfather energy, and I feel like he's coming back to visit his grandson. Actually great-grandson, because when I said grandfather, I was referring to the person in front of me. I said, I feel like he's visiting his great-grandson so that he can have physical contact with him through the dog. I don't think he's taking over the dog's body like a walk-in. But the woman said, my grandfather died like a month or two before my son was born. I said, so it's like they barely passed in the spiritual realm. So the grandfather was kind of like coming back in to connect. And it was just the eyes. The eyes just so looked like human eyes. And I just kept thinking, grandfather. So yeah, it's been kind of cool seeing some of the overlay. And I get a lot of overlay of animal to animal. My example was Lovita, a Pomeranian that was in our life. She passed away about 2 years later. We rescued a 9-year-old Pomeranian. And we would look at her going, so many things are similar to Lovita and Tiffany, and I could feel like Lovita was overlaying her energy to kind of connect with us a little bit, to physically be with us one last time, because Lovita was basically Fabian, my husband's animal from puppy, from like 6 weeks old or 8 weeks, whenever puppies can come. So for 13 years, that was his sole little being. He moved to this country, didn't speak English. This little critter was in his life and a love of his. So I felt like their connection was extremely strong. So I felt like she definitely wanted to come back and connect. So that was kind of cool as well. So any questions about kind of animals and past life stuff that you might have? Otherwise, I'm going to jump into the one reading we have tonight with Olive. Dame Olive. So Dame Olivia Lily Jo Alexandria Iris Hill. I love it. Oh, but let me know if you have any questions. It usually takes about maybe 30, 40 seconds for the message to pop up. But if not, I'm going to introduce you to Olive, and we're going to do a quick little reading. I have not really tapped into Olive's energy. So give me a drum roll. Here is Olive. So this is Olive. And so Samantha said, can we call in the animals to come sooner? Absolutely, you can make a request. And just like making any request, you may be denied. I've heard of them coming in sooner. I was listening to a podcast or YouTube video of Danielle McKinnon, one of my quote unquote mentors that I chose as a mentor. But the dog on the other side. So a woman came to her and said, a psychic told me my dog is coming back in a couple of weeks or very soon. Well, when Danielle connected to the dog on the other side. The dog was like, and I'm not coming back anytime soon. And the woman was like, but the other psychic told me. And she went back to the dog and she said, listen, she really wants you to come back. She said, I'll tell you what, if she does the work on herself, I'll come back sooner. And I was like, whoa, what a dog, what an animal. Because that's what I think they're here for us, to help us evolve, to help us grow, to help us find that truth, which is that we are whole, perfect, and complete, and worthy of love and deserving of, this beautiful, abundant life. So yes, I think we can call them in sooner. If they're not coming, you might get a message like, hey, you need to do your work before I come back, because otherwise I'm going to come back and it's going to be the same job. It's going to be same old, same old. We need to come back. I need to come back when there's something different going on. Judy said, does my husband have our cat Jack with him? Judy, I'm not going to just give you the nutshell response, but yes, absolutely. They are there on the other side. I'm assuming that you mean your husband is passed over, and the cat's there, because they all reunite, especially if they were very connected here. But Judy, that may be something you want to post a picture of your cat one time in this event, and then I can tap in and just see. That can be one of your specific questions. I can tap in a little bit more and see. Danny said she's fun. Valerie said Olive is so pretty. She is. And Danny, tell me what breed Olive is. What breed Olive is. I don't think I saw it on. She looks almost like Corgi mix of some sort. But yeah, type in the breed just because I have that. So, and as you're typing, let me tap into Olive. So Olive is, yes, very prim, very proper, very British. She does not mind getting silly and crazy. Pembroke Welsh Corgi. Okay, good. Wonderful. So Welsh Corgi. The one thing that when I copied and pasted this picture, a couple hours ago when I was at dinner, because I have to paste it to my album and then send it to my computer. The one thing I did here, Danny, is she's here to teach you a lot. So get ready. And by that, I mean the lessons can be easy or they can be hard. It's up to you. In other words, like if she's trying to get you to slow down and walk more and be more mindful, then she might, be all hyperactive all over the place, peeing on the house because you're not taking her out for her walks more. So it's like they really know how to kind of get to us to get us to do things. But yeah, beautiful, beautiful energy. So Anne-Marie McFlynn, my cat got sick. Cardiomyopathy. The vet wanted me to euthanize him, so I brought him home for the weekend. Stopped all medication, and now he is back to normal. Is he okay? Anne-Marie, I unfortunately, I can't. I've already got everything lined up. I have to get pictures ahead of time. When I tap in real quick, I'm just tapping in real quick. When I tap in real quick, McFlynn is like, I don't know what the big deal is. And literally, it's like I don't know what the big deal is. I'm fine. Very sarcastic, almost like bitchy, but it's like, I don't know what the big deal is. I'm fine. But yeah, so anybody listening to me, you guys, yes, Anne-Marie, you're welcome. Thank you. What I do is you have to post a picture ahead of time because I have to download it, move it to my computer. As long as I get it at least 30 minutes before, then I can get it up here. But yeah, and I do this every other Sunday night, you guys. So I'm here. And then every other Sunday night, I do mindfulness. So every Sunday night I'm here, except for the 20th and the 27th, I'm on vacation of September. So back to Olive. So let me just tap in and see if there's anything like guidance or whatever. It's funny, she's like, I am not picky about food right now. She said, I will be later in life, but right now I feel like she's good with everything. She gets me out of my chair every morning, every 20 minutes. Got it. So she is getting you moving, which is wonderful. Done wonders on my weight loss. Beautiful. And that's part of, I think, what her lessons is all about. I'm so glad. Valerie, you're welcome. Yay. And also, everybody, again, if you want a one-on-one session, you can grab that. It's $50 for a 30-minute session, virtual. Then it's just me and you and your animal. I'm just switching her to big girl food. Oh, okay, perfect. So, yeah, she feels really good with food because a lot of times they can be picky or they need something special. Yeah, food for me just feels really, really good. Danny, really watch her back end, her hips and stuff. I don't know if this is something the breeds often have. But just be conscious, nothing now, but you can always do like just a little Reiki healing, energy healing. Some of the best things you can do is just, put your fingers like this, one finger on one side of the spinal cord, vertebrae, and the thumb on the other, and just run from head to tail. That's a little spinal flush, and it really just helps kind of get things moving, gets its acupressure points, and just gets things moving, keeps the energy moving through their body. But also, when she starts exhibiting something, let's say like hip issues, then you need to look at your own hip issues. Our animals will reflect back what's going on in our own lives quite often to get us to pay attention. Since we talked about past lives, let me tap in and see if she's been there. It's so funny. I'll be honest with you. She showed me as a person, so as a female. So I wouldn't be surprised if maybe you guys had some lifetimes together where she was female and you were a human as well. Because she's showing me this very flowing kind of almost like, oh my gosh. What are those festivals where they have festivals and they're like Elizabethan festivals or something, and that kind of like flowing, kind of like very, I don't know what time frame it is. The breed. Okay, so the breed does have hip issues. Yes, so just be conscious of that, and then in the future, if that starts happening, do your own research into things that might create inflammation in the body, and then find things that do anti-inflammation foods, supplements, and then things that avoid causing inflammation, like for humans, wheat, dairy, things like that. Renaissance. Thank you, Anne-Marie. Yes, like that Renaissance look. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Lindsay, so many of my pets have passed in the last few years. 2 in the last couple months. Are they with my grandparents on the other side? My grandma just passed on September 1st. And Lindsay, I hate to say it, but like the pat answer is absolutely they are there. Like I said to somebody above, that's something that we could potentially tap into. You just need to post a picture next time I have an event, or get a one-on-one and we could tap into that energy. I can look at more than one animal in a one-on-one 30-minute session, so check into that as well. But absolutely they are there. Usually it's funny because usually the animals greet the humans coming over to the other side. That's what I get a lot of. Like, there's an animal waiting on the other side. So Danny said she has some little issues with chewing on the furniture. She just started getting in, so not sure what's going on. So thanks for saying that, Danny. So what I would say is, Danny, look where you might be chewing on stuff yourself. And for me, chewing on something would be mulling it over, not taking action. If you're procrastinating doing something, if you need to, like when it's tax season, if you're dilly-dallying on your taxes, like you're chewing on them, you're mulling over them, you're wasting time. So look and see where you might be chewing on some things and wasting some time. But then also, connect with her. Lesson in a nutshell, everybody. If you walk up and Olive is chewing on something and you say, stop chewing on that, the image you're sending her is chew, chew, chew. So it's like she's like, I think you want me to stop chewing, but the image you're sending me is chewing, so I'm going to keep chewing. What you would want to do is, if you walk up, you would say, Olive, in this household we chew on the toys. We sit calmly on our blanket. We chew on these fake bones. So send the image of the behavior you desire to have. It's just real like positive reinforcement of the images and the desire that you want. The nutshell lesson I always teach is if the dog is on the couch in your living room in your house, you don't let dogs on the couch. I don't know why. And you walk in, get off the couch. Well, the image you're sending is them on the couch. So what you want to say is, go to your bed, lay over here, And then just have that real heart-to-heart communication with them. And you can get in the habit of really just using that very stern no. Follow up with a positive. Olive, no. When you see her chewing, just say, Olive, no. Chew the bone over here. Here's the bone. You can chew on the bone. So, give her the positive reinforcement of what you want to happen rather than what you don't want to happen. So, all right, all my emails just popped up, so I had to put that down. So, Danny, any other quick questions as I'm kind of bringing everything to a close for you, for Olive? Let me just see if she has a message for you. She's like, yes, tell him I love him. She said, I'm going to grow on him and he's going to grow on me. We're going to be inseparable. So she really feels It's not that she feels distance. I bet you know her birth date. Is she an air sign? So how old is she? I forgot how many months you said. You said no, she's 9 months. So is that Aquarius or is that Capricorn? So what? Yes, she does respond to no, and I say good when she does what she wants. Yeah, and then send the image back. Because you want to send the positive image. Like if it's chew on the bone, no, chew on the bone. If she does, then send that good. Glad you're chewing on the bone. November 25th. So that is, I believe, November, December. That's Sagittarius. So I can feel Sag. Because Sagittarius are usually pretty loving people. But they've got a lot of air quality in the sense of they're not always the most hug and kiss and affectionate. They can seem distant, and it's often because of the air, the logic, they're up in their head. And Sagittarius, I can feel that kind of energy with them sometimes, not, always, not just generally speaking. But I feel like you're both going to really grow on each other in a lot of ways. So I feel like there's a strong connection, but I feel like the love is just going to deepen. I feel like she's going to have a wonderful long life with you. It's interesting. She's talking about, this is years from now, she's talking about an important move at 11 years old. So that would be like 10, almost just a little over 10 years from now. So I wonder what that will be. Again, you'll have to remember this moment because that's 10 years from now. I love it. She's like, yes, 11 years from now, important move. And like for you, this is not, a prediction of something for her or anything like that. So, well, Danny, thank you for sharing Olive and her energy with us. And you guys, let's all send Danny and Olive some beautiful, wonderful high vibration that they may learn together, grow together, move from those illusions, false belief, and ignorance into truth with love, kindness, and compassion. And so it is. And so it is. So Danny said, that's funny. I say to her, come and love on me. And she just looks at me. Okay. Yeah. So she's got a lot of, she's very cautious is what it feels like. So it's funny. She says, let him know. Okay. Yeah. That's funny. She does love you. She absolutely does love you. And like I said, it feels like a logical thing. And I feel like she's growing, warming up kind of a thing. It's like when she's young, but it's like when you always hear you adopt that 9, 10, 11-year-old child and they've already had some history. So they're like, I don't know about you. You got to prove yourself to me. I've been through too many foster homes and too many places. I said, I can't just walk in and open up my heart to you. And that's what it feels like. So maybe there's some past karmic stuff where maybe hearts were broken and she's just making sure she's good to go. So, all right. So, any other quick questions? Valerie loves Olive from afar. I love it. So, any other quick questions? Not necessarily a reading or anything like that. But, you guys, like I said, check out my website, mitchellosborn.com, on Twitter, Instagram, Facebooks. And if you want to get a one-on-one reading with me, you can. And if you, by chance, want to support me, there is my Venmo. You can drop a little tip in there. And there is my PayPal. Don't feel pressure, but that's just if you listen and want to support. Appreciate it. Yes, Danny, coffee soon. Danny, you are welcome. You are welcome. And you guys, if you are from the good old days when Cosmic Caffeine was out there on the Blog Talk Radio airwaves, Danny was a part of that group with me and Sandy and Jamie and Brenna. So we used to have a wonderful time on Sunday nights. That's one of the reasons why I'm back here on Sunday nights. Judy, you are welcome. Thank you. And Judy, I think, Judy, you were one of the ones asking about an animal. So yeah, you guys, if you have an animal, I've already posted the next event. And it is, I'll tell you when it is. So you can go now and put a picture of your animal. So Sunday, October 4th, you can go put a picture of your animal there. Follow the directions. So go read the directions. And let me just, hold on a second. Let me see if I can click this. This is when I love technology because my phone will speak. Yes, my phone will speak to my laptop as long as they're both on Bluetooth. And so, so that is the next animal communication event. So read the instructions because you need to type in a few things. and then you need to show up. And you can also click on the three little dots and add the event to your calendar on your phone so you won't forget it. Hey, Linda. Good to see you. But yeah, so there we go. So thanks for hanging out with me tonight, everybody. I love my Sunday nights here live on Facebook. A week from tomorrow night, the 14th, V and I will be doing one-card readings on my other Facebook page, my regular Mitchell Osborn page. And then a week from tonight, I will do some mindfulness. I'm working through this wonderful 99 Ways to Live a Mindful Life. It's pretty cool. And I do a mindfulness meditation at the end of that little educational event. So, all right, you guys, thank you. Thanks for sharing this, retweeting it, posting somewhere, subscribing to all my social media sites, and I will talk to you soon. You can always private message me if you have some other questions about services that I have to offer. All right, namaste, safe and healthy. Bye-bye.